Back to LarryB YouTube channel. In today's class we'll be learning how to make this structure sleeve design. Okay, you can see how it's standing on its own and how beautiful it is. It's a very simple tutorial and it's beginner friendly. If this is something you like to learn, kindly stay tuned to the end of this tutorial. Thank you. To make this structure detail, I'll be working with you can use your bobbin net or crinoline mesh. You can also use add net for this. Okay, so crinoline mesh is like organza, but it's a sticker. So I have this here now, and the measurement that I'm working with is the length is around 25 inches. Okay, so this is 26 inches. I hope you can see that, and the width is around 14 inches. So you can work with whatever measurement that you want. So the first thing I'm going to do is to shape this, and to shape it I want to have the same thing on both the front and back. So that's why I'm putting it on fold, so that I can have something uniform. So again, after putting it on fold by 2, I'm going to put it on fold by 4 again, and then I'm going to shape it. So on this opened part I'm going to measure around 1 inch. Okay, so by the time I open it out, it's going to be 2 inches, which is fine for me. If you want it to be as wide as this, you can measure 3. So if you want it to be as wide as 3 inches, all you just need to measure is around 1.5 inch, and you have it there. So now after measuring that point, the next thing I'm going to do is to take my ruler and then shape it to the other edge, which is here. So you can make it straight or a bit curved, the choice is yours. So now I'm placing my ruler like this, and then I'm connecting for me to have that shape that I want. So after shaping it, I'm going to bring in my scissors, and then I'll cut out the shape. Okay, so cutting out the shape now, this is what I have. I hope you can see this well. Okay, you can see the new shape that I have. Okay, so I place this plain fabric underneath so that we can see what I'm doing well. So this is the new shape that we have. The next thing is to map out the areas that our boning is going to follow. So like I said, I'm working with this line boning, and you can sew on it. So I'm going to measure around 5 inches interval for my vertical boning. Okay, so here I have 5 inches, I have 10, I have 15, 20, like this. So I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. You can make it closer than this if you want, but this is what I'm going to be going for. And then I'm going to rule it out so that it's going to be obvious for me to see. Okay, so I'm ruling the line. So after that, I'll take it to the sewing machine now, and then I'll start to sew. So for the horizontal boning, I'm going to have one on the outer edge here. I'll have another one on the outer edge, and then one is going to go around the middle. So to get the midpoint, you can just put it on fold like this, and then mark it out. Okay, so I'm just marking out strategic point. So after marking it out, I'm going to open it up and use my ruler to just draw out my straight line. I hope you understand what I'm trying to do. Okay, so all of these lines that you see here is where our boning is going to go through. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 1, 2, and 3. So now I'll take it to the sewing machine and start to sew. So I'm on the machine now, and I'm going to sew these vertical ones before the horizontal one. So what you just need to do now is to take your boning and then place it on that point. Okay, and then you just sew on it. So you sew on the 2 sides. The Krishnaline boning has 2 sides, so I'm sewing the first one first. and then I'm going to go over and sew the second side as well. So this is how we are going to sew all of them before we move to the horizontal line. Okay, just sew it slowly. First one is fixed. Now I'm going to sew the next ones and then sew the horizontal line as well. Okay, so I have done all of the horizontal boning. Now the next thing now is to start sewing the vertical one. So just like we did for the horizontal bones, I'm just going to place it on it, so you can reduce your edge here if it's too wide depending on what you want, and then I'm going to place it and then sew on it gently, following that shape that we created. So you don't need to rush it, just gently sew on it. So we have 3 boning lines for this, so I'll sew the 3 lines one after the other. So I've gone ahead to sew it. As you can see, this is what I have, and it's looking coily like this because you can see the way the boning is folded, so it has already taken the shape. So what you can do is iron your boning flat before you work, or you go ahead and iron this structure after sewing it. So I'll go now and iron it. So then now I've ironed it now, and you can see how flat it is looking. So now this is what it's going to look like. The next thing is to cover it up with whatever you want to use. So you can work with net or any fabric of your choice. So you just need to drape it on it, and you can also work with trimming or feathers. Whatever it is that you want to use to cover this hop is fine. So to drape on it, it will be easier for you to do this. So like I was saying, it will be easier for you to drape on your mannequin, but if you don't have a mannequin, you can also drape on your flat pattern. So whatever it is you're using to cover it, especially if it is net that is see-through like this, you need a lot of it so that it's going to be full and cover up the boning that you have underneath. So if it's really full, you can see what we have here. You can see that it has covered the top, but if it is not full, your boning is still going to be showing. So I don't really have enough net here, so I'm just going to use the one that I have, and then after you have draped on it and everywhere is covered up, you can actually sew it down because the boning that we used is sewable. So when you sew it down, you cut off your excess and you fold it. This is what you're going to have. So this tip now is what you're going to sew to your bodies. You can sew it with your sewing machine, or you can just tack it down. So now I'll take this to the mannequin so that we can see what it looks like. Okay, so I've placed my knot on it, and this is what it looks like. You can see how the sleeve, the structure is standing on its own. So if you don't want it to show, especially if you're working with a net fabric and you don't want the structure underneath to show, so after making your structure, you can just use a thick fabric like a satin to cut out the exact shape of this structure, and then you sew it to it on the lower and upper part before you place your net. That way it's going to completely conceal the structure, and you'll not be able to see anything. You can see that I can still see my boning lines here. So I just had to pin this trimming to it so that I can see how beautiful this have come out. I hope you enjoyed making this beautiful tutorial with me. If you enjoyed it, let us know in the comment section. Like, comment and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.